This is called Pillar 43 at Göbekli Tepe. It's the first spiritual site that we know of. There's more now, but this was the main one. And this is the Vulture Stone. And it's kind of prominent. People know about it, but I feel like I have completely unraveled it. And that's what I'm going to walk you through here. So right here, I'm bringing you back to Sagittarius. Remember, Sagittarius is the beginning of the Satya Yuga. Okay? Do you remember that? Remember I showed you that. I want you to understand I am right here at the meeting of the sun and the Milky Way galaxy, right at the center, right here. Okay? Got it? This is the form of Sagittarius, the way we have it today. It goes back here and it's a guy and it's a man on a horse, or it's a horseman. I forget what they're called. Look at this form. Do you see it? Now look at this form. Okay? Why this is important is not just that this is Sagittarius. This point right here is literally the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And we know this now in our cosmology and our astronomy. How did they know this 10,000 years ago, 8,000 years ago? And why would they mark it if it wasn't what I just told you? See, remember, here's Ophiuchus right here, and here's Scorpio. So remember, Scorpio's at the feet of Ophiuchus with Mithra in the feet. So now let's break apart the stone. At the bottom here, we have a man with no head. He's got an erect penis. That is the species self. It's got no real intelligence. It's just being driven by lower awareness. It's got its hand out just like Orion has. And it's on a bird, the back of a bird. And the idea of a bird is transition, taking it higher, moving it higher. And so rising. So it's man with no head, the basic awareness, rising, symbolizing raising of the species and the genetics. Through domestication of the reptilian brain, we have a dog and a reptile, okay? Through domestication of the reptilian brain and lower aspects of the genetic expression for survival, because survival says fear, and fear creates lower expressive reality, and it creates a separation from higher source, right? And we're here to rewrite that. And we do that through transformation. That's what Scorpio represents. Okay. Remember, Sagittarius is right by Scorpio. So I don't know how we couldn't say now that this is not blatantly Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius marking the beginning of the heightened age. Okay. The beginning of the alignment of the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And remember, going into enlightenment, looking at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. I have another image that's beautiful that I can't show here that'll really highlight. And then we look here, you see how it's all kind of fuzzy? That's the Milky Way. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 different breaking aparts. Why that's important? We didn't have 12 zodiacal signs until we broke apart Scorpio and Libra. Scorpio and Libra were unified, and we had 11. There's 11 right there. Okay. Then we can understand that these guys right here, people like to call them bags because they're looking for and they're just reaching for all this kind of stuff. Hey, man, I think it's a much more logical than that. If this is Sagittarius and this is marking a equinox. So when we talk about the Yuga cycle, how we know where we are in an age is we fall in the spring equinox at that point. So if this is marking the spring equinox being in Sagittarius, what if these were the other 4 signs, the solstices and equinoxes? And in fact, when we look at the symbols here, that's exactly what we see. We see right here, Virgo, right? And this is an ibis. And when you understand how symbols change, an ibis and Virgo are very deeply connected. If we weren't changing it to Virgo, we kept it as ibis, they would have the same meaning of higher wisdom and ideas. And the understandings that Virgo and the ibis have in traditions. We would understand this would be Gemini. And if we look, Gemini has that same frame in our heads. It's a U-shaped zodiac sign. It's right here. So I hope you can see that. It's a little U. And that's just like that little dog. It's a dog with a tail. right? A little U. And then we can't see this one, but I'm assuming it's Pisces. And when we understand right here too, that this would, if this ibis is this ibis right here, and this is Virgo, and that means this is Virgo, and this is a snake, and that's Hydra at the feet of Virgo, this would be Libra and Virgo, marking where the center point of this whole thing is, right here, Libra and Virgo. Virgo, see these legs? These legs are long, these legs are long, right? And right here is the head, right at the feet of that sign that it should be. Okay. And it would be Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius. Those are the first signs that introduce this pattern that I just told you about of the hunter to hero, hierophant to healer, of what I call the healer's journey. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to reveal something. It's not just in Rome. Okay. Just like we have these things where we go into a darkened age where it's blocked off, and then we break through that barrier going into the light. Ready? It's also Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting.